Welcome to the show, Pat Hodges. You are a multi-talented singer, songwriter, and actress known for your acting roles in shows such as Knots Landing, Baywatch, and NYPD Blue. You've also been one-third of the legendary 70s pop trio Hodges, James, and Smith, and you've also got solo success and solo music out as well. Not least including Love Revolution, which we will talk about a little bit later on. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. And please do tell us more.
For inviting me. I'm so excited. Well, I stepped away from the group and I did some solo stuff, on which Love Revolution was one of it. I actually did an entire album.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it was dance music because everybody wanted to dance. We wanted to get up and they wanted to shake our booty.
Yeah, there you go.
And so, but I wanted surrounded with good live music that wasn't negative. It had to be positive. It had to talk about being love and talk about being together and, you know, having a good life and positive things. Those are the kind of things that make us want to dance.
That's
and
right.
Then that beat's going, you know, and then you got the good words. You got a record. You got a record.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with Love Revolution. It was started out to be a dance record.
Okay.
And then we put the girls back on the Sweet Inspirations.
Mm-hmm.
We put them on the background. And then I was doing the lead, and it just turned out so good. People were dancing to it in the dance places and listening on, you know, YouTube and Spotify and all of the Zoom areas, you know, and it just caught on. It just caught on.
How important is positive music?
Very, because the opposite is negative music, and it's talking about drinking and smoking and sex and lust and all the things that can take you down in this world.
That's right.
So you got to have something opposite to bring the light in. You got to bring in the light. Love is light. And you have to bring that light into the darkness. And it means something. It really means something. And say, oh, you know, people say, oh, no, it's not working. It is, you know, and well, I always say that God said, plant the seed, and I will do the rising or the harvest. You plant the seed, and I'll do the increase.
Mm.
And that's what he did. That's exactly what God did for this record. With Andre, it's been out for at least a year.
Yep.
Okay.
And we ran into COVID. And COVID wanted to stop everything. COVID just wanted to stay in the house and be lonely and, you know, be crying and tearful. And we said, no, it's time for us to get out, honey.
That's right.
It's time for us to do something real and something happening. So out it came. Yeah, Andre said, no, we're going to put this out.
Yeah.
We're going to bring it out again.
I love the video was really good, Pat. What was the inspiration behind the video imagery there?
The people, those people that were in that video they were in not in rebellion, but in protest to the things that were going on from the 60s all the way up until today.
Yeah.
You know, Martin Luther King and all those people was fighting for liberty and freedom in this country. And we, you know, with Black people went through dogs and fighting and marching, you know, just to have the freedom to do so, you know, and now we're into Black Lives Matter and all of that, but all lives matter.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
All lives matter, and all of us are important to each other. So the video We saw people holding hands, and you saw people walking together, and you saw people praying together, and people singing and being joyful together.
That's
And
right.
that's what it's about: loving one another, loving one another.
Yep.
That gets the increase. That causes things to change and multiply for the good.
Yeah.
For the good. Yeah.
So
That was the whole reason behind the video.
yeah. So you're basically music for global change.
That's basically
Bingo.
absolutely.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Guys, we said music for global change. And then when we had our little moment last time, you were talking about putting together a mass concert.
Yeah. Festivals.
Festival.
Yeah.
For love. And I went like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, I'm in. I'm there.
Who were some of your favorite heroes in music, in conscious music in the realm?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
That did the emotions.
Yeah.
Their songs were really great. And let's see, the Doobie Brothers. My
Okay.
daughter's reminding me. The Doobie Brothers. Ooh, boy, their harmonies and what they talked about, it was all together. And we did a song by Michael McDonald called "You Know Who You Are."
Yeah.
We the Hodges James and Smith did that one. You know who you are. You can talk about me and you act like you don't know who I am, but
Right.
you know what we should be doing. We should be loving. We should be together.
How about Nina Simone?
Nina, my goodness, yes. Some of her songs make you cry.
Yeah, she's a rebel.
Yes, she is.
She was a rebel. And Marvin Gaye.
Marvin. Let's
know?
make love and not war.
That's right. Right. John Lennon.
Love and not war.
John Lennon, right?
Yes. When he was doing his solo thing.
Yeah, when he did, Imagine.
He stepped away from the Beatles and did his solo thing, and it was beautiful. Him and Yoko.
Yeah. No, it's I mean, there have been so many songs, Bob Dylan used to write them, and all kind of people wrote social conscious music.
Yeah.
And that was basically why the Woodstock Festival happened, right?
That's right.
Because
That's right.
They was trying to stop the war, and they were going to use young people's music to do that. It was very, very powerful. Tom?
As I mentioned briefly in the intro there, along with the music, you also did some acting, and I want to talk a little bit about how you got your part on Baywatch. What was the link there? How did you get hold of? I understand obviously you'd worked with the star there of Baywatch, David Hasselhoff. You'd worked with him before.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
David was producing an album on himself that was released in Germany.
Okay.
Hodges James and Smith did the background.
Right. Okay.
That's how we met him. He called us to do the background. We were on practically the whole album. And then when he started on this sitcom, a soap opera called Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
We were at his house when he got the call that he got the part in Young and the Restless.
Okay.
So we were like his fan, because he was just he still is. Yeah. He was a wonderful young man, young, positive, handsome as hell. And and then he became our fans. So he was following us, there are a couple of shows and stuff like that. So my agent sent me to do the interview, and he went like, "Yes, you got to do it. You were my fan before I was your fan, and I'm your fan. So you got to do this show."
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it was just so funny how it happened. But yeah, we had been with him for a while, and we did all that background work for him.
A friend of mine, Corey Larios. Corey did all the music for Baywatch.
Really?
Is that right?
Didn't know
Okay.
that.
Yeah, he used to have a band back in the 70s called Pablo Cruz.
Oh, wow.
What you gonna do when she says goodbye, right? But I used to go to the studio and watch him while he created the music to Baywatch.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
very, very powerful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's on the agenda now?
Well, I'm preparing to do two things. I'm preparing to do a gospel concert at my church.
Okay.
And so and then I'm also in a show that's hopefully we get to Broadway. We start rehearsals as of next week, and we're going to be doing a beginning show on in September, and then we're supposed to hit the road after that. It's called Sing It from the Heart,
Wow.
Right.
and it talks about 8 iconic women. Okay, Bessie Smith, Billie Holiday, Dorothy Dandridge, Lena Horne, Eartha Kitt,
Mhm.
Dinah Washington, Mahalia Jackson. Is that it? I think so. And it tells about their story and how through the worst conditions, during that time you could sing in the hotels, but you couldn't stay in the hotels.
Right.
You could perform for them, but you some of them would not have any black people in the audience because black people couldn't go into those hotels.
Right.
Right.
But you could pay me to sing. I had to stay in the dorm or the motel next to the hotel, and we had to come through the kitchen. We couldn't come through the front door. I mean, all we did, they we had to do insurmountable things just to work. We
Yeah.
wanted to work and we wanted to share our gifts with the world,
Mm.
but we weren't considered whole people.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Same thing happened.
those ladies, through it all, became stars. Dorothy Dandridge was in many movies. Lena Horne. My God, what she did in The Wiz, she'll be remembered for forever.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the trippy thing is like I think about Sammy Davis Jr.
Mhm.
and same thing happened to him. And Frank Sinatra said, "If you don't let him in the front, I'm not performing."
I'm not performing. We had so many that stood up for the right thing.
Yeah.
If it wasn't right, they went. Eartha Kitt left America because uh, they would not segregate her. I mean, they would not integrate her audiences. So did Eartha. Eartha
Yeah.
left for the same reason.
And Nina Simone too.
Josephine Baker left America
Yeah.
because she refused to sing for segregated audiences.
Yeah. A lot of them went through it. I mean,
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix lived here in London
Yeah,
for a long time, right?
that's right.
Marvin Gaye lived in Belgium for a long time. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
those are protests when you leave America because of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Marvin
And
Gaye was going through a period and where wanted to play baseball. He wanted to play but he was really, his spirituality was coming to the forefront, and he just didn't want to do that negative, music anymore.
yeah,
That was one of the reasons he moved to Belgium.
yeah. I love the story when he tells, because the women were going crazy over him,
Yes.
so what's his name? Barry Gordy goes, okay, what's the next record? He say, I gotta do a record about this war.
Yeah.
I gotta tell people what's going on. That's where that title came from.
What's going on? Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
He was very serious about that.
That's where it came from.
And that was one of the worst, that Vietnam War. Whoa, was one of the heartbreaking because my black brothers was dying in the front. They were going right to the front.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Left and right.
but it was the music that
Yes.
stopped that war.
Yes.
Is that
Make
before the
people
internet?
aware.
Yeah, way before the internet.
Yeah.
They got the message out with the music, see?
Yep.
Sure.
And the young people stopped that war.
Yeah.
Standing in front of tanks and all kind of stuff like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
At the college. Go ahead, Tom. What'd you say?
Well, other than the show that you're doing, have you got any more music coming out in the pipeline, anything like that? Any albums or anything?
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna push this one right now.
Okay.
It's important that I push this one.
Yeah.
So if you try to do too much, things get lost on the wayside,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really between Andre and myself and my Zoom partners and my Spotify partners and my YouTube partners and my daughter.
Yeah.
And we're going to stick with pushing that one.
Yeah, that's great.
I try to do as many shows as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And and when you're ready for me to come to London, my passport is ready, honey.
All right now.
On social media wise, are you available sort of on Facebook? How can people interact with what you're
just put in Pat Hodges, and I'm there. I'm on most of the engines.
Okay.
Like Spotify, Instagram.
Yeah.
Just put in Pat Hodges and you can hear the music. On that too, there'll be like some other songs produced by Peter Angel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there'll be some other Hodges, James and Smith stuff on there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
What I'll do, Pat, is put the links to all those ways people can get in touch with you in the bottom of our video so they can go and check out what you're doing and see what you're up to.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me. I am so thrilled about that.
Yeah.
What you're doing really means something.
Yeah.
It's bringing light to a dark world.
Well, my new saying is, let's give bad news some competition.
Hey, I like that. I like that. Let's give bad news some competition.
How about that?
Slap in the face.
Yeah. You say something bad, I'm gonna say something good. Now what?
Yeah.
That cancels it out, right?
That's right.
Namaste.
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 Thank you so much for joining us.
Peace be with you.
And peace be unto you, my brother.
Yeah. Much love, sister. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world. Yeah. Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all come together, music can save the world. There's an urgency facing our humanity.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.